DJ. Hit it! It's time for The Frangie Show on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, we welcome you in on a Thursday installment of the program. Gorgeous day out there today. Today's new drug is we get to hear Greg McGarity go over his thoughts on the Gator Bowl matchup. Mizzou and UVA. The Wahoos in Mizzou, so we'll certainly talk about that today on the program. We'll talk some more Jaguars football today as we get closer and closer to a game with the Jets. All kind of Jaguar talk. We'll talk some college football. Got a lot to do on the program. Even the hot stove period of the winter meetings is behind us now. I thought that might be your Mike Yastrzemski jersey in there. It's not, though, huh?
You know, I didn't even know we signed him until you just said that.
Oh, you did?
No, I know we got the Robert Suarez, the closer, but when you said that, I'm like, I guess he means because we just signed him. So
I like Yastrzemski.
He's a good veteran, like fourth outfielder guy. I'm down with that.
Yeah, I like that move. Yeah, Suarez was today. I think Yaz might have been either yesterday or this morning. So there you go. But baseball winter meetings kind of come and go. I got all kind of things to get to today on the program. I was thinking about this, though. If you're a Jaguars fan, after this game and that Titans game at the end of the season, it's going to be tougher to go see games. So if you're trying to decide whether or not to go to this game, think about this. The capacity next year is about 40 grand. Now, that's way smaller than this stadium's ever been. So you have two more games in this stadium where it's full capacity. So, think about it. It's the holidays. It's going to be a gorgeous day, by the way, on Sunday. 70 degrees, not a cloud in the sky. You're going to see your team win, I would imagine. So it's the holidays. You're not doing it. You're not working. Or don't act like you're working. You're not working. So I hope you go out to the ballpark. But I just thought about that it's the last two games of the stadium as we know it. You realize that?
It is. It's hard to believe. And again, this is the chance. This is the chance to show off how hostile environment this fan base can create for the opponent. And obviously, this isn't going to be a game that a lot of the nation sees, but you will have the New York media take note of it. And obviously, they're having a season way beyond anybody's expectations. They've already won 5 more games than they did all of last year. They're, probably a win away from virtually locking up a playoff berth, and they're obviously in the driver's seat to win the division. So definitely sort of if you can't get excited about this team, then probably more of a I'm not even sure casual Jaguars fan if you can't get excited about going out and supporting this team.
Yeah, so hopefully people will. It's going to be a gorgeous day, and these Jags are playing at a really good level too. So we'll certainly talk about that coming up on the program today. Again, Greg will be here in about 10 minutes or so to talk about the Gator Bowl matchup. We'll talk about the Gator football staff. The Florida football staff seems to be kind of sort of coming together. I thought it was funny that all the fans are all excited. What this assistant, this, and by the way, and I'm not criticizing fans because media can be the same way too. You know who fans want on their staff? People they've heard of. That right, and we're the same way.
Well, and people up for awards.
Yeah,
I mean, if it's
Buster
Faulkner,
that's right.
A finalist for the Broyles.
That's correct.
That pops.
Yeah,
he's no Billy Napier.
By the way,
as an offensive mind.
No
one is.
Yeah.
Bill Walsh is dead.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I'll get to Billy Napier in a minute. But I thought it was funny that a picture from the Spurrier's Gridiron Grill last night revealed who some of the coaches are.
Yeah.
It had a picture of Sumrall, you knew. Brad White's been announced. We think Faulkner's the offensive coordinator, but it's never been announced.
The school has not announced that.
Must be because he was there.
Yeah.
He was there with White and Sumrall last night. Derek Nix, a running backs coach who's highly regarded, was there. So it's now come out that he interviewed there. It's now come out that Troutwine's interviewed there. So
it seemed like
it's just kind of funny. They're hanging out.
Yeah, because that's what I was going to say. It seemed like a very casual – it did not seem at all formal. So it seemed like these are his guys. Like it would be from – again, a picture can say 1,000 words. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. But the picture to me looked like, it's coworkers just getting a beer, so it didn't look formal like any of those guys were being necessarily interviewed for the. So it I don't know. It came across to me like These guys must be on the staff.
But my guess, they were talking more ball than they were.
No, I know that.
How's your family?
But didn't you think it was? Didn't the vibe of it strike you as this is a new staff that's starting to kind of have initial conversation more than it is? I'm gauging whether I'm going to hire you or not.
Oh no, I thought yes. I think that's his. I think they're all going to be on the staff. I think we know Faulkner and White are on the staff. I think Derek Nixie's going to be on the staff. I think those two assistant guys, I forget their names, but I think they're, yes, I think everybody in that room is going to work for the University of Florida. That's what you're saying. Yeah, I felt the same. But I thought it was just kind of funny. Fans are just want, and I get it. I'm the same way. People want information so badly. And there's so much misinformation on social. Again, if we learn nothing else from the Florida coaching search, we learned that a lot of the booster people have no idea what they're talking about. What about is there still an MOU out there?
Yeah.
The MOU, I refer to them as the MOU people because they're the ones that said the MOU was out there with Kiffin. So the MOU people, but we're all craving, and all of a sudden this picture comes from the picture. The pictures, you can't fake that. I don't think anybody photoshopped those guys in there. So I thought it was kind of funny. So we'll talk about that. A couple Jaguar things to talk about. I'm glad we're going to hear from Foye Oluokun. Foye Oluokun is, from what I'm told by them, that coaches are raving about the level at which he's playing. That he's maybe as good as any Mike linebacker in the National Football League. Now, Fred Warner's hurt, but he might be as good as any middle linebacker. He might be playing as well as any middle linebacker in the league.
Well, think about this, because I can't recall an instance. Maybe you guys will refresh my memory. I can't remember him missing a tackle this year. Now, I'm not saying he hasn't. I'm sure if you break down the film or you ask the coaches, they'll say, yeah, but I can't think of an example where it was glaring enough for a novice like me to be like, oh, my gosh, Oluokun's got to make that tackle.
Same here.
So, and they're leading the NFL in run defense.
Right. And
he's by far the leader of that component.
Yeah, and we talked yesterday about how good the defensive line is based on what our expectations were for it. But I think Foye Oluokun. See, Devin Lloyd's gotten the attention because he's got the takeaways. He's got the 5 interceptions in the fumble recovery. But Foye Oluokun, play in and play out, game in and game out, is really, really evolving into one of the good middle linebackers in the league. Look, there's chapters left in the book. I get it, but this is a storybook season for a team that won 4 games and a franchise that felt broken 9-10 months ago. It's
amazing.
It really is. It's an amazing story. I think most of us believe they're going to win Sunday, which means 10-4. 10 seems like so much more than 9 because there's 2 digits in the number. You know,
it's a huge difference.
It just feels like so. It really feels like so much bigger. So it'll be interesting to see. The whole thing it'll be interesting to track and to follow. But yeah, what a great story. And again, after this game and then the end of the season, they play the home game against the Titans. After that, this stadium, as it's currently configured, you'll never be in the upper deck again. You'll be in the upper deck of the Stadium of the Future, if there is an upper deck, or maybe it's just one big. I don't know what they're doing, but you won't be in this. So it's going to be hard. The next 2 years, it's going to be harder to see your team play, which is why you should go these next 2 days.
It could also be where, in terms of the meaning of the game, the finale against the Titans may not mean anything. If the Jaguars are locked into their seed, which they easily could be, let's say they win the division and they know they're locked in as the 3. Well, you don't know how Liam Cohen's going to play that situation out. Right. He may not want to play starters if he knows they've got a playoff game the next week. So, honestly, yes, they have 2 more home games, but there is a chance that final home game is going to be a game that basically is an exhibition game.
Yeah, so get out to see the Jags play this week if you get an opportunity. It's a beautiful day, beautiful time of year. I hope you'll get out and watch them play. We'll talk more Jaguars football, including hearing from Foye Oluokun later on in the program. But after the break, let's say hello one last time this year to our friend Greg McGarity, the executive director of the Gator Bowl, our final Gator Bowl college football report. Greg will break down the matchup. We now know who's coming to the Gator Bowl. That's next. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Came out here, city slickers. You're going to go home, Cowboys.
It's not a cattle drive. It's the Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville drive of the game.
You're done real good, Cowboys.
On 1010XL.
Does anybody know how to get where we're going? Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
Hey Jacksonville, it's Dr. Kevin Kaplan, team physician for the Jaguars and proud member of Jacksonville's newest orthopedic dream team. At Orthopedic Specialists of Jacksonville, we brought together 10 board-certified fellowship-trained surgeons, each one a specialist in their field, all working together to deliver smarter, faster care with better results. From sports injuries to joint replacements, we've got the right player for every position. Visit osjax.com and meet your team. That's osjax.com.
To catch more fish, you gotta think like a fish. Captain Kevin and the Ring Power Fishing Forecast Show, reeled in by the Pest Pros at Royal Pest Services, and Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
Thursday nights at 6
on 1010XL AM.
I'm Clayton Bromberg, the president of Underwoods. Since 1928, people have admired diamond solitaire necklaces and ear studs that we've hand-selected and put together because of the way they dance and sparkle on a lady's neck or ear. And now, through Christmas, Underwoods is putting all of our diamond solitaire necklaces and ear studs on sale at 15% below our everyday price. We also take trade-ins on these pieces of jewelry, so if you're thinking about growing a diamond solitaire necklace or a pair of diamond studs up to a larger size, this is the ideal time to come see us. To give an example, we normally sell our 1-carat total weight diamond stud earrings for $2,600, but right now they're on sale for $2,210. Our diamond solitaire necklaces are priced the same way, with sizes from 1/5 carat total weight up to 7 carats total weight. So if you need a gift that says forever, make it an Underwood diamond solitaire necklace or a pair of diamond stud earrings.
Underwoods in San Marco, Avondale, and the shops of Ponte Vedra.
Food that's good for you can taste good too. Flame Broiler has protein-packed bowls to fuel your day. Introducing their new chicken avocado salad bowl, made with romaine lettuce, rice, cabbage salad, and topped with a delicious house sesame dressing. It's a bowl full of goodness. Eat in, take out, or catered. Flame Broiler is easy to enjoy. Come in Monday through Sunday for happy hour, 2 to 5 p.m. for a chicken mini bowl and drink for $6.95 plus tax. 5 area Flame Broilers to serve you.
The 12 Days of Christmas is back and better than ever at Best Bet. From December 12th to the 23rd, Jacksonville, Orange Park, and St. Augustine are lighting up the tables with our much-anticipated High Hands promotion, giving away over $250,000 in cash. The excitement continues to grow each day, starting at $1,200 and climbing up to $2,300 every hour. See all the exciting details at bestbetjax.com. That's bestbetjax.com.
The holidays are here, and before you hit the road, make sure your car is ready. At Valvoline Instant Oil Change, you'll get an expert oil change in 15 minutes with no appointment, and you never leave your car. Stop by any of their convenient Jacksonville locations and let the pros get you holiday travel ready. With a 4.7 national customer rating and ranked #1 quick lube in America by Forbes, Valvoline gives you quick, trusted service when it matters most. Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Drive in today and travel with confidence this holiday season.
The holidays are coming, and so is your family. Is your septic system ready?
Honey, why is the yard bubbling?
Dad, the dog's swimming in the septic tank.
That's one way to greet the in-laws.
Don't let a septic disaster be the highlight of your holiday dinner. Call Duck Duck Rooter today and get it fixed before Uncle Bob finds out the hard way. Duck Duck Rooter, your local septic experts. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. DuckDuckRooter.com.
Are you ready? The Jaguars are back at home for the second straight week. Join us at Everbank Stadium Sunday, December 14th, when your Jags take on the New York Jets in our Inspire Change game, celebrating social justice and community impact. Kickoff is at 1 p.m., so bring the energy, bring the noise, and be part of something bigger than the game. Don't wait. Lock in your seats now at Jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
The
The College Football Report is presented each week by the Gator Bowl with Executive Director Greg McGarity. Here's Greg with the Frangie Show crew.
All right, Frank Frangie, Hayes Carline with you. JJ La Selva as well. Greg McGarity is the Executive Director of the Gator Bowl. Joined us one last time, the Gator Bowl College Football Report. It's been fun. It's been a fast year, hasn't it?
It went so quickly, no doubt.
We've had a great time having you in here, but let's not bury the lead. Let's talk about the game. Missouri, Virginia, one SEC, one ACC. Tell us how the whole thing came about.
Well, we knew on the SEC side, if Alabama played up in the college football playoff, we were going to get Missouri. Because Vanderbilt and Tennessee had, Vanderbilt and Texas had the first pick since they won 6 SEC games.
Okay.
So they chose to go to Orlando and Tampa.
Okay, got it.
That left 4-win Tennessee, 4-win Missouri. Well, Missouri last year went to Nashville.
So they couldn't go
So
back.
they couldn't repeat. So and LSU couldn't jump them. So we ended up with Missouri on that side.
So the 4 teams, the 4 bowls that are all lumped together here: Jacksonville, Tampa, Orlando, and Nashville.
Yes.
And so Texas and Vanderbilt picked Orlando and Tampa.
Yep,
We get that.
Yep.
And then that left Missouri and Tennessee. Well, Missouri just went to Nashville.
Yeah, no, it's just
So you got so
the circumstances. You're pretty much trapped in a corner.
So you have Missouri. Okay,
Yep.
tell us about the ACC side.
Yeah, the ACC was bizarro because we knew going in, if Notre Dame was up and Miami was down, we were going to get Miami.
And you had Miami coming.
Yeah, I was talking to Dan before, and they were ready to come, and
Right.
he was planning ahead if
Right.
they lost, and so everybody knew that if Notre Dame went down,
right,
then Miami would have fed to Miami goes up, Notre
Right.
Dame down,
right.
Then that sent Georgia Tech to Orlando as the first pick.
Because Notre Dame pulled out.
Correct.
If Notre Dame had stayed in, they'd have been in Orlando.
Correct.
And Georgia Tech would have been here.
Correct. Yeah. So we knew that, going in, we were either going to have Miami or Georgia Tech, drivable teams and destinations. So we get into the meeting and probably an hour and a half into the call, we kind of went dark.
Right.
Because it had been asked, is Notre Dame still, they still in play? And so came back to where they weren't in play. So this is about 3 or 3:30. So
Okay.
we've been on the call for, 2 hours.
Right.
So when that happened, it reshuffled the deck. And so with Notre Dame out, then Citrus Bowl picked Georgia Tech.
Right.
And then we had either Virginia or the 4 8-win teams, which would have been SMU, Wake Forest, Louisville, and SMU.
Right.
So we picked Virginia because their record, they were ranked, so at least they gave us a ranked opponent here. And all of them are so far away, it didn't, drivability was not
Right.
a factor, so we just went with the best matchup.
Yeah, and like you said, if Georgia Tech, you'd have taken Georgia Tech. So again, to summarize what Greg said, if Notre Dame had not pulled out of the bowl system after not getting into the playoff, they would have landed in Orlando.
Correct.
And we would have had Georgia Tech.
Correct.
Who could drive here.
Absolute 5 hours.
And had a good team and had the Notre Dame thing was a crippler for the Gator. Not crippler, that's not fair to Virginia said, but the Notre Dame thing certainly had a negative effect on the Gator Bowl.
When something like this happens, does the ACC apologize at all to you for this, or does I can't imagine Notre Dame did in light of how obviously blinded they were by anger, but I mean, you have a deal, you have a partnership, and then to be told at the 11th hour, well, the team that you guys have been counting on to be in this mix the whole time has decided not to compete. I mean, what kind of partnership is that?
Well, it was unfortunate, and I don't think the ACC was even thinking about Notre Dame not playing in the game. But obviously Miami did, because Dan and I had several conversations. Are you sure? Are you sure? And I said,
For
yes.
people that don't know, Dan Radakovich is the AD at Miami.
Yeah.
Go
So
ahead.
they were thinking about it. So I'm not sure if Notre Dame even thought about a plan B if they didn't make it. If they did, they didn't make the ACC aware of it, or I don't think they even thought about it because they thought they were in. And unfortunately, that lack of preparation hindered really everyone.
Yeah. What do you think about that? I said this earlier. I would make 4 changes. I'd go to 16. I think that's first. Secondly, I would have 5 automatic qualifiers would be the 5 power conferences. I wouldn't worry about the highest ranked this, highest ranked that. the SEC, ACC, Big 12, or maybe the four conferences, and then one group of 5. So I would have the 4 power conferences. No matter what their record was, the winners of those would be in, and then the group of 5 would be in, and then I'd have the 11. That's the second thing I'd do is I'd get rid of that midweek show, because
Absolutely.
That's the biggie, right?
Well, if Notre Dame had been ahead of Miami from day one, once they beat them, there's no discussion. And Notre Dame's playing in the game, and
right.
But the problem was, for whatever reason, they never matched them up head to head, even though they were separated by 1. I mean, really?
Yeah.
I mean,
I think this. I think it's a lot of bunk. I think this match head to head. I think, and I told JJ and Hayes this last week. Miami's going to get in because that committee doesn't want to answer the head to head question. I thought that all along, Greg. I thought all along. They'd somehow maneuver it to where Miami would get in and they would say it's because who wants? That's the only question they'd have been answering.
Absolutely,
they would have answered the whole head-to-head question the whole time.
Would have been over.
Yeah,
would have been over.
Yeah. So I think that's why they did this. All right, tell us about Missouri, Virginia. Tell us about what you like about the game.
Well, the good thing is both coaches know each other. We had a Zoom call the other day, and both coaches know each other. Eli from his time in the ACC and Tony, they're such good friends, and so they both want to play in the game. They're fired up about the game because Virginia's got a chance to win 11 games. Eli's got a chance to win 9.
Right.
True milestones from each team, and they didn't expect many players to opt out. And so I think it's very positive. Both Virginia's in today on their pre-trip, and Missouri was here 2 days ago. And, regardless of what people say, and I know a lot of people are down on bowl season and everything, but until you talk to these kids while they're here and realize what a great trip it is, because there's not a lot of pressure on them to perform. I mean, they want to win. They're hanging out with their buddies for a week. I mean, are you kidding me? At the Omni at Amelia Island for a week?
Right.
Be able to hang with your buddies and play in an NFL stadium and do all these things one last time, and that's unfortunately what Notre Dame doesn't get to experience. It was just over with so quickly. And so, they're losing some benefits in trying to get ready for 26.
Without a doubt. What are some fun activities that the teams do when they're here in Jacksonville?
Well, the great thing is that we don't want to mess with them too much.
Right.
If you're staying at the Marriott Sawgrass and the Omni at Amelia Island, let them enjoy that beautiful area.
They're both at the beach.
Absolutely. So the one thing we don't want to do is overschedule them from point A to point B. On the 24th, they're both going to the Top Golf for about an hour.
Right.
And then the next day on Sunday, they're both going out to Mayport. So these are just, 1-2 hour periods of time, and then they get back to the hotel to relax. But you just don't want to overschedule. You want them to have a relaxing time where they hang with their buddies, they rest, get some good food and good fellowship, and we just don't want to mess things up.
I'll tell you this: if the hotels have changed over the years, if the two hotels are Marriott Sawgrass and Omni at Amelia, I'd put that against anybody's bowl.
Oh, I've maintained, and I've been to them all.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
And there's nothing that can compare. When you see these kids, when you see Virginia come down and they go to the Omni and they walk in that lobby, and you know what it's like. I mean, you're looking at the ocean.
Right.
And they've got snow up there.
Yeah.
Same thing with Missouri and the teens, and they're coming down here, Marriott Sawgrass, and so two unbelievable venues, and the practice sites are dynamic too. At UNF for the SEC team and Fernandina Beach High for the ACC team. So proximity, we just don't want to have them on buses driving all over the place and wasting time on a bus.
And Missouri is you said they're going to stand at Marriott Sawgrass?
Yeah.
I heard there's a good golf course nearby. I heard, isn't there a good course around there?
Hey, look out their window and see.
They can almost see 17. They can see 13.
That's
they can
right.
look out the window and see
That's
13. Right. They really can. So you're exactly right about that. So, all right. So you got your teams now. Your committee did their job. You're set to go.
Yep.
What are other, not just events for the teams, but other things that'll be important for the Gator Bowl, the night of the game, the whole? Tell us about fan stuff.
Yeah, I think there'll be some interactives on the day of the game. With a night game, you've got time to do a few things in the indoor facility there and dailies. But the great thing about that is that we've still in an NFL venue.
Right.
A great start time. These are the type games where you're kind of judged for the future. I know we all want to enhance our game, and while we don't control who we have, it's an opportunity for locals to support and really show that we support college football, because that may be a deciding factor as you try to promote your game to a better game. And so, last year the crowd wasn't great. We need more people in. We don't need to sell the place out, obviously, but if we had a crowd of 40,000 or so, 35 to 40,000, it's going to look great on ABC. So one thing we're trying to do is we've got so many deals for tickets on TaxSlayerGatorBowl.com on our website. I just encourage people to go there. All different price points, things of that nature, deals, group sales, a lot of things just to get people to show up, because when they turn the lights on and get ready for that 7:30 kick, you want to be sure that it's a respectable crowd, and we just need everybody's help to make that dream come true.
Yeah, without a doubt. I've seen people talk about this. I think Neuheisel was the latest analyst that I saw talk about it, that the bowl landscape, a suggestion is maybe doing the bowls preseason.
Well,
is that something that could ever gain traction?
Well, I don't want to ever say it'll never happen. A big decision is going to be made on January 23rd for the college football playoff for the model 12, 14, 16 teams that day. Okay, then I think they'll have to get together. That's just 1 year, and then they'll huddle for 27 and beyond. So that will be. You'll have that segment in play, I think, for the next 6 years, postseason play. I think after that, when you may have conference realignment, who knows what it's going to look like in 31, but that gives them another chance to visit with TV networks, things of that nature. But I think we're pretty much postseason starting next year for the next 6 years as it is. So, there may be some great ideas that come up. I think, we in the SEC, we need to make sure we have eligible teams. You've got 9 conference games, so that means 8 teams are going to have another loss instead of playing, a 1AA school or a game you're supposed to win. So 6 SEC teams weren't eligible this year. That number certainly doesn't need to grow.
So what happens with your game, by the way, during the stadium renovation?
Well, at 26, we're going to be just like the Jags, 42,000 seat capacity.
So you will play the game the same way the Jags?
Yes, and then we'll go in 27 to Gainesville, play in the Swamp.
Okay.
And the teams will stay here all week and just go over there the day of the game, and hopefully it'll be a late afternoon kick time to accommodate the travel piece and get back before midnight.
Okay, so next year you're playing the 43,000 stadium of the Jags.
Yes,
the year after that you're playing Gainesville. Okay, I didn't realize that. Obviously, we know the game went to Gainesville in the past. The Tennessee Virginia Tech game went there. In
sure
the past.
was.
So
there's precedent there.
All right, before you get out of here, what do you make of the playoffs? The way it played out. Who got a bad deal? Who got a good deal? What's your take?
Well, I have always felt like a championship game should not penalize you. It should enhance your ability, and I think that's kind of how it played out this year. I think if BYU had have beaten Texas Tech earlier, if they had beaten them, if there was a split there, that could have created a huge dynamic there, but it didn't. So I think they've got the right teams in there. You can argue Miami and Notre Dame, but if I'm a Miami fan, I'm happy because we beat them head to head. That's the measurement you need to look at. Now, whether you go to 16 teams, then that's going to be, well, golly, who's the 14th through 18th best team? You're going to, it's just like the NCAA basketball tournament. You're going to have a level of angst there any way you look at it.
Yeah, without a doubt. By the way, breaking news, Florida has announced Buster Faulkner signed as offensive coordinator. So that is now, the university has now sent that press release out.
Yeah, they had not announced it until now.
I think Florida's going to be at least in your mix next year. So that'll help.
I think so.
I don't know about Florida State, I think Florida will be.
I hope so. I mean, let's get 6 or 7 wins. Let's just get 6 and then work on the next.
Fine. We know the opponents. The schedule obviously comes out tonight, but Florida's got a favorable draw.
Greg, I don't agree with Hayes. I think they're going to win the national title. Okay.
So what you got to think, man.
Because I don't know where the championship game is, but I think they're going to do that. But that'll put one more team in your mix.
That's absolutely
right. That'll be one more team.
No doubt.
You've done a great job with us all. You know how much we enjoy this. You've taken the time. You got a lot of stuff to do, but you always make the time to come in here. You're going to do a great job with the game. I know. I know you didn't get a lot of teams driving in, but that's okay. You'll sell tickets. The TV ratings will be very good.
Absolutely.
2 very visible teams. So I know how hard you work at it, Greg. Thanks for coming by. We've enjoyed this season like we always do, buddy. We appreciate it.
Thank you, guys. Look forward to next year.
All right. My buddy Greg McGarity, the executive director of the Gator Bowl. Jacksonville. Back in a moment. Stay with us.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Frank Frangie here. Nimnick Buick GMC is proud to be the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville. Earned by treating customers with courtesy, respect, and fairness. All part of Nimnick's Treating You Right guarantee. The most Buicks, GMCs, and Jacksonville's only Car Bravo dealer. Nobody but Nimnick. For 3 generations, Nimnick has been the place customers keep coming back to. They treat you right, and they give a bunch back to the community. Visit NimnickBuickGMC.com today to learn more or visit their showroom off Phillips Highway. GMC, we are professional grade.
When the unexpected happens, you shouldn't have to face it alone. I'm Chris Campione, and at Campione Law, we're here to fight for you. Whether it's an auto accident or a slip and fall, our Jacksonville team takes care of every detail, from investigating the incident to securing multi-million-dollar verdicts, so you can focus on getting better. And remember, you don't pay a dime unless we win your case. Our commitment is 24/7, bringing you the real support from real people who really care. Campione Law, your dedicated partners in justice. Visit CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campione, Campione Law.
This holiday season, give the gift of comfort and joy. Comfort food and the joy that comes with digging into a huge plate of diner favorites from Metro Diner. And to make things even more merry, now through the end of the year, they're adding on a $10 bonus card with every $50 spent on gift cards. Metro Diner gift cards are the perfect gift for everyone on your list. Friends, family, or coworkers. Stop by the diner or MetroDiner.com and get all your gift shopping done easily. Happy holidays from Metro Diner.
Local 234 plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC technicians would like to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and thank you to all the members and contractors for their continued support and partnership. Together, they've helped build a stronger foundation for Jacksonville since 1901. Enjoy spending time with your friends and families this holiday season. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Local 234, make the right connection. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Save some money this holiday season and buy pre-owned. That's right, pre-owned. Pre-owned guns, guitars, surfboards, tools, and especially jewelry. Buy big, save bigger at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach.
Do you have numbness and tingling in your fingers, or wake up at night and have to shake your hand? Hi, I'm Dr. George Bari, and at Bari Orthopedics, we have a myriad of treatments that can possibly help you. If you have numbness and tingling, you may have carpal tunnel. You have cortisone injections, PRP injections, and shockwave therapy that may help treat the numbness and tingling that you have. We also treat it surgically with endoscopic carpal tunnel release, a 2-centimeter incision that will release the nerve and have you back at work and doing what you want to do in life in no time. If you have numbness and tingling in your hand, give us a call at Bari Orthopedics or log on at BariOrthopedics.com.
This is the home of the Florida Gators. Get your Gators hoops on 1010XL. Brought to you by the personal injury attorneys of Farah and Farah, Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville, and Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors.
Hey gang, Prosser here. When it comes time to sell your home, don't worry about any, quote, problems you think might be related, because I've got the perfect team that will keep you right on track. In fact, they've got a guarantee that you can't beat. And that is Chad and Sandy, the agents I would call to sell my home. You see why? Your home sold guaranteed or they will buy it. Need to sell now? Chad and Sandy have instant offers. Fast, easy, and stress-free. But the promise is this. Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. Jacksonville homes are selling, but many take months and a low price to sell. Getting top price means aggressive marketing. Chad and Sandy Newman are the Jacksonville experts who have proven systems to drive demand to sell your home. Darcy in San Jose said, I felt too isolated in my retirement. I wanted to buy in a different area, better suited for me. I spoke to several agents who didn't seem to care. I needed to find someone I could rely on. In come Chad and Sandy, and in 3 days, the home was sold. ChadandSandy.com or 904-414-6200.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
It's a Stanley Pools Thursday on The Frangie Show. Since 1988, the experts in pools, pavers, screen enclosures, it's Stanley Pools.
All right, the news of the day, if you're a Gator fan, Hayes read it earlier. Buster Faulkner is now officially the Gator offensive coordinator. We'll talk more about that as we go. I want to get to that probably in the second hour of the program. So Buster Faulkner officially the offensive coordinator at the University of Florida. Brad White, the defensive coordinator. We'll talk more about that later on in the program.
What an unbelievable hire by John Summerall.
Yeah, that's a good hire.
I mean,
That's a good.
Such an upgrade.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's an upgrade. I don't know if I'll go that far with you. Okay, you don't get off my guy Billy when he's calling. By the way, if I don't see the pointing, I'm not going to watch. I need the pointing and I need big tight ends. And I need them shifting. So
this is what I would suggest.
How will the players even know where to stand?
Right. Coach, I don't understand this play. What do you mean? Well, the ball's in the air more than 20 yards down the field.
Right. So we'll talk more about that coming up in the next hour of the program. But it's a very good hire for them. Let's get back to the Jags for a second. Why do you think the defense is playing better? I mean, Anthony Campanile is a really good coach. That's the from 10,000 feet answer. But I think there's more to it than that. Let me go. I think there's a freedom. I think you know me, Hayes. I'm not a pile-on guy. The other guy's gone, he's gone. I think Ryan Nielsen was so bad that players were beyond frustrated. In fact, I'll even tell you, I know that some players were beyond frustrated. And I think there's a freedom that they were so frustrated with how it was, it's led to them playing how they are now. Agree or disagree?
Yeah, I think I do think it starts with the head, even though Liam Cohen's an offensive-minded coach, I think it starts at the head coach level with instilling the physicality and toughness into the program, which Liam and the edge, getting these guys to play angry, which largely they have, and then Liam Cohen hires Anthony Campanile, which on the surface carried some risk. He's never been a defensive coordinator, but he had done an outstanding job coaching linebackers in this league. And you look as to why the Jaguars are number one in the league stopping the run. To me, it starts with the linebackers. Devon Hamilton's been fantastic, too. I mean, he deserves a ton of credit. But I do think the way that Foye, Devin, Gardek, the play they've gotten out of the linebackers has been exquisite. And obviously the Armstead's done some good things. Hines Allen, Walker have done some good things stopping the run. But I do think it's more schematic, and I think the communication level, particularly from Oluokun, has been phenomenal.
And he's such a smart player. We've all known that. And he's such a good tackler, and he's having a Pro Bowl, if not an All-Pro year, which he might be having, certainly a Pro Bowl year. Here's Hayes Carline with middle linebacker Foye Oluokun.
Now, Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors takes you in the locker room.
We're pleased to be joined with Jaguars middle linebacker Foye Oluokun here on 1010XL 92.5 FM. Man, it's great to see you. How you doing?
Good to see you. You doing well?
Good. That was quite a win over Indianapolis. Foye, what'd you take out of watching the film with your teammates?
It's a good effort. Good job trusting the things that we did in practice throughout the week, and good job executing. I like the energy that we played with. It's important that we keep that momentum going throughout the rest of the season, knowing that every game here is very important.
You guys are leading the NFL in run defense. Foye, what have you been able to do you feel like, individually, to help stop the run?
Just call out alerts and plays and stuff, and then just iterate everybody playing their gap and then gap and a half. And it's about team defense stopping the run like that. So making sure that I'm controlling my gap, everybody's doing their job, and then everybody getting to the ball after that.
How's it been with Anthony Campanile and the preparation each week that goes into what he's given you guys?
It's been good. He's definitely honest all the time about making sure we're practicing the right way. Making sure we're, taking even these walkthrough reps very seriously, because every rep does count. You never know what run the other guys might give you, but if you've seen it and trust your fits and stuff, and then play with the right mentality and physicality, you can definitely squash a run game.
How nice was it having Trayvon back?
Love Trayvon. The physicality he plays with, and just his presence on defense. Definitely somebody that the offensive line always has to account for. So it's always fun having him back out there.
When you look at the Jets, they're 3-3 in their last 6, so they're playing better. Breece Hall, obviously, a very talented running back. What stands out about his game?
Yeah, he's always been a good runner, able to find the holes. He bounces around until he finds a gap. Good patience, good balance and stuff. So great burst. So it really another game where you have to make sure everybody's holding their gap and then everybody flying to the ball.
Devin Lloyd with another interception on Sunday. What kind of year, and obviously he's having an incredible year, but what have you seen out of Devin in terms of his growth?
Just trusting his preparation and stuff, just letting it hang, I guess, and he's trusting his instincts, and then the ball is there, he's finishing the play, so it's definitely really cool. Hopefully get some more interceptions and stuff, and getting back in the end zone.
What have you learned about Liam Cohen as a head coach?
just fiery competitor. Always wants his team to end up on top, but he always takes whatever little narrative he's feeling in his mind. He's going to portray that onto the team, but it's good that always we have a chip on our shoulder.
You guys obviously big favorite Sunday. Tampa Bay lost last Sunday to New Orleans. It's a good reminder in terms of, look, these guys have won 3 of their last 6.
Yep.
Got to be on point.
Yeah, I mean, every game is important for us. It's the NFL, and anybody's capable. So I don't even look at it as expected to win. Like, we got a game, we got 4 more in the year. We got to win all of them in my eyes. So we got to come out with the right mentality week in, week out. These are just the next guys on the schedule, but it's the way that we're supposed to play. And if we don't do that, things don't look right for us. So it's about us coming out, owning our own stuff, looking inwards and playing the right way.
How nice was it having Eric Murray back?
Love him, great communicator, trust him back there. Got his hand on the ball, I believe, got the forced fumble and stuff. So hell of a player. I love playing with him back there.
Foye Oluokun, thanks so much for your time. Best of luck to you.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I always appreciate catching up with Foye Oluokun, and what a year he's having. 103 tackles for the Jaguars. He leads the team by 31.
Wow.
31.
Wow.
So Foye Oluokun having another outstanding year. In addition to the 103 tackles, he has a sack. He has 5 tackles for loss. He has an interception. He has 10 pass breakups, 2 forced fumbles, and 1 fumble recovery. So really is filling the gamut in the stat book.
If you don't think that's a Pro Bowl season, then you're an idiot.
Right.
I mean, he certainly is.
And he's, again, when you look at this, if you're a voter, and fans can vote too, obviously,
Right.
but if you're looking at this stuff, the writers that are involved in this, well, you look at, okay, well, who's leading the NFL in run defense? Okay, the Jaguars. Who's the middle linebacker of the Jaguars?
That's right.
Probably deserves some recognition
Correct. And
if he's the captain of the NFL's best run defense.
And he's gonna be in the top 2 or 3 in the league in tackles when the season ends, and we all know that as well. Great job as always.
Thanks.
We've got headlines next. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Some things just never get old.
Beautiful day for baseball.
Experience the most play-by-play sports on 1010XL.
Rick Ballou here with a congratulations for John's Auto. They've been in business in Jacksonville for 40 years. That's right, going all the way back to 1985. Right now, they'd like to thank each and every one of you who's ever gotten their vehicle serviced at John's Auto. So, car, truck, or diesel, all makes, all models, whether it's a routine maintenance or a complete engine overhaul, go to John's Auto on Arlington Road, johnautomotivejacks.com.
When it comes to glass, you don't want average. You want flawless. Duval Glass and Mirror has transformed homes and businesses across Jacksonville for over 35 years. Frameless showers that wow. Mirrors cut exactly to your style. Fogged or broken glass replaced. Decorative tabletops. Windows replaced or repaired to stand up to Florida storms. All backed by a 100% guarantee. Visit DuvalGlass.com for your free quote. There's only one name for glass and mirror around these parts. It's Duval.
If you miss an interview, it'll be waiting for you on demand.
Well, what are we waiting for?
Search where you find podcasts. And at 1010XL.com. Trained by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck.
Give a unique gift this holiday season with a custom-made candle or body care product from Wick, a candle bar. Make your own product in the store with over 90 fragrances at Wick, a candle bar. Locations in San Marco and Jacks Beach.
We're certainly facing interesting economic times. For me, it's comforting to know my money's in good hands with ITP Partners. Jacksonville guys taking care of my Jacksonville money. Experience? Yeah, that's Chris Bryan, Jeff Hartman, Reagan Wright, Dan Abel, Scott Regner, Janice Cobb, and Reed Wingate. They have the expertise and knowledge to take care of your money. For more info, go to itppartners.com. ITP Partners, they're my financial partners for life.
Non-compensated client testimonial may not be representative of all client experiences. No guarantee of future performance or success.
This classic Army-Navy game moment is brought to you by Superior Fence and Rail, where quality matters.
Second down and 8, trailing by 3. Great shot! Touchdown, Army! Well, Vern, it's literally this far to end 15 years of misery. Yeah. About a yard. Time and set one more. Here it is.
You waited forever for your new fence. Then, strangers show up. Subcontractors rushing the job. Sent by the company you trusted. Frustrating, right? Superior Fence and Rail promises better. Their professionally trained builders deliver quality you can trust. No subcontractors, no shortcuts. Just the superior craftsmanship your home deserves.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Do you want to grow your career with a company that's committed to growing with you? Florida Home AC has aggressive plans to double their workforce, and they're looking for determined, resourceful people with initiative. Just log on to FloridaHomeAC.com/careers to find out more.
If a Lenovo computer for your business is on your holiday list, don't shop around. Just go directly to the source, Lenovo.com. It's your last chance to get exclusive deals on the PCs you want for your business, like the ThinkPad X9 14 Aura Edition and Yoga 7i 2-in-1. So avoid all that shopping chaos and price comparing, and just go directly to the source, Lenovo.com, where PCs are up to 35% off. That's Lenovo.com.
Lenovo.
Introducing the Jags Stack at Firehouse Subs. A sub so bold, we had to name it after the team that roars. Packed with protein and made to satisfy a football-sized appetite. It's stacked with honey ham, smoked turkey, and roast beef. Topped with provolone fresh veggies and our new Duval drizzle. Order the new Jags Stack in the app right now. Available for limited time at participating Jacksonville Firehouse Subs restaurants. The hottest subs in Duval!
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Gather round. It's Hayes' Headlines, presented by Harrell and Harrell. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Hear all about it. Here's Hayes Carline.
Welcome back to the Frangie Show. Thanks to our friends at Harrell and Harrell. Had lunch with my buddy Holt Harrell today. We had a great time catching up, and he's excited about John Sumrall. I still can't get him excited about the basketball team.
Yeah.
But I said, well, you haven't
guy,
missed much yet.
It's a football
but,
guy.
Yeah, but
Played football.
But we're excited
football
about
guy, yeah.
John Sumrall. So that was a lot of fun. And again, give Harrell and Harrell a call at 251-1111. They'll take great care of you. Hopefully you won't need them, but people get injured in life, unfortunately. 251-1111 for Harrell and Harrell. Let's talk about the Jaguars and the Jets. Boy, it seems like this receiving core is really starting to settle in. What's your trust factor with that group?
Well, a high trust factor. I think 2 or 3 things have happened. Number one, they went and got guys that are physical and will catch the football. That's what went and got. Jacoby Myers, they went and got. Parker Washington and Brenton Strange, they've emphasized more. That's 3 guys that are physical and going to catch the football. I think, and you called this a couple weeks ago, I think, that almost by osmosis, that part of the game has worked its way into Brian Thomas Jr. He looked good the other day. He caught the ball strong, and by the way, he's got a gear the other ones don't have. So I even think Tim Patrick's that kind of guy. He's big, he's 6'5", he's physical, he's going to catch the football. So and I think Trevor's developed a confidence in them, Hayes. So I think they found that group right now. They found, sometimes it's not always the 3 fastest guys. Because the 3 fastest guys were Brian Thomas Jr., Travis Hunter, and De'Ami Brown. Well, De'Ami hasn't played well, and Travis Hunter's gone. So now it's these big physical guys. I think they have something there, and I think you're seeing it in the way the quarterback's playing. I can tell you this: I'm in that building. When I'm in that building, they're raving about the way the quarterback's playing now. Raving about it.
Yeah, as well they should be. Let's talk about the injury report. It's really positive for the Jaguars. They haven't put today's out yet, but yesterday's report, nobody missed the whole thing. There was no did not practice. Everybody, at least in a limited fashion, which for a Wednesday workout, usually if you're practicing on Wednesday in any kind of form or fashion, you're going to be available. So some really encouraging early week news on the injury front for the Jaguars.
Yeah, I would think most guys, even the guys that are nicked a little bit, Parker Washington's nicked a little bit, Walker Little has been nicked a little bit, even the guys, to your point, will have a chance to play. Now, whether they're healthy enough to play on Sunday, we may not know that till Sunday. But I would think there's nobody other than the IR guys. There's nobody in that grouping of guys that have missed a little bit of time here and there that don't at least have a chance to play on Sunday, which is great news.
Absolutely. One of those players that returned last week, Trayvon Walker, dynamic player for the Jaguars. Defensive coordinator Anthony Campanile met with reporters earlier today and talked about how nice it is having Trayvon back.
He's a huge boost for us, obviously emotionally, and physically. Trey's a guy, like, if he can play, he's going to play. He's not looking to miss any time. He's doing everything he can to get ready. And he's played through a lot this year in particular, his wrist, his knee, everything. He's a great dude. I know I've said that a million times up here, but he's what we really want to be on this team, what we want to be about. Tough guy, does his job, loves his teammates, plays with emotion. I think one of the things that jumped out to me about Trey the other day was him turning and running to the ball. Perimeter plays, him turning and, trying to strike somebody, as hard as he can within the confines of the rules and, play good, clean football. But he sprints around every play, and we value that tremendously.
All right, two things. First of all, he does like to hit people. That's the point he's making. The other point is, I want to go back to your point about the effect that Jacoby Myers and Parker Washington might have had on Brian Thomas Jr. I think when Trayvon's out there, everybody's a little more physical. You know what I mean? I think everybody hits a little harder because he is so physical. And I think when you have your physical guys, again, almost by osmosis, even not that there's any guys out there that aren't physical, but everybody kind of plays to that tempo. You know that? And I think so. I think Trayvon Walker. He's not a traditional pass rusher. He's not bendy and twitchy like some of the great pass rushers are. He's not. But he's a damn good football player that plays hard and I think has that effect on his teammates.
Absolutely. You mentioned Jacoby Myers. Let's talk a little bit about the Jaguars receiver. Offensive coordinator Grant Udisky also met with reporters today and talked about the ability Jacoby Myers has to find that crucial space you need in the passing game.
The first one that shows up is kind of his feel in space. Right? You see some of these teams playing zone coverage where they have defenders who have vision on the quarterback and they have different spots to get to and different landmarks, or they're reading off of what our routes are to kind of determine what their drop's going to be. He has a feel for where those defenders are going, where they're trying to get to, and then where his route fits off of that. And that kind of takes a second and third level order of processing, not just to know, we tell you to get to this spot, but this spot is going to open up. Because we're telling you to get to a spot that looks covered. But if you have a great understanding of what the defense is doing or what the defense is trying to do, then you can run your route in a certain way to try to get to that spot on the field or to try to dictate the coverage to play a certain way. All right, now I run a route this way and I lean out a little bit, gets that defender to move out, and now I opened up my window inside. Little things like that are really subtle show up with him when he's running routes.
He's a smart player. I think that in synopsis, what he said is that guy's a smart player. Boy.
Apparently,
Hayes,
he used to be a quarterback.
Yeah, he did. He grew up as a quarterback.
So that explains a lot.
I think he even got to NC State as a quarterback, and then switched.
And if Jacoby Myers is going to make a lot of money playing this game, so he may just retire and go live a great life. But if Jacoby Myers wants to coach post-career, he will have every opportunity.
No question. And let me say this too. I don't care if you're a shortstop, a point guard. Instincts in sports are gigantic. You know that guys that have instincts that know how to play. JJ, how many times you watch a shortstop who knows whether to make an off-balance throw, knows whether to set his feet,
or a center fielder, like they can read it right off the bat.
Correct. Instincts.
Amazing.
And the Jags have a lot of football players with football instincts, with football IQ, and have a knack. And he's certainly ahead of that class. But there's a lot of people in that class with the Jags. There really are.
Without a doubt. Let's get to around the NFL. Week 15. Week 15 begins tonight.
Wow. How about that?
With the Bucs hosting the Falcons. It looks like Tampa Bay might have their full complement of receivers. Jalen McMillan has been battling the neck all season. Looks like he's going to be able to go. Mike Evans is the really enormous one. He's been battling the clavicle fracture, but we'll see. I think, I don't know if Tampa Bay's announced anything yet today. We might not know until 90 minutes before kick, but it looks like Tampa Bay will have their full complement of receivers for the first time this year. Atlanta has already ruled out star receiver Drake London.
That'll be a fun game to watch. I like watching the Bucs. I've always been a Baker Mayfield fan. I liked him even before he came out. I thought he was going to be a really good player. I think he's a fun player. They're right down the road. That'll be a fun watch, I think, tonight.
I agree. Some NFL draft news. The league is shortening the first round. Picks will go from 10 minutes in between picks to 8 minutes.
Oh, we don't.
Yeah, should shave off about an hour of the starts this coming draft. Yeah, so the draft's been ending between like 11:30, 11:45, and they want to.
I like that.
They want to speed that up. yeah, I like it too. Obviously, the Jaguars don't have a first-round pick, at least as of now, because of the Travis Hunter trade. But it'll be nice from a fan standpoint and a coverage standpoint,
especially because they know what they're
doing.
And by the way, and for people that haven't followed it forever, we're not that far removed from 15 minutes first round. You know, so that was a marathon.
Yeah,
and so I didn't know. That's great. I didn't know that. That's great news. I like it.
Absolutely. Let's get to college football. Huge news out of Gainesville is Florida coach John Sumrall announces Buster Faulkner as Florida's offensive coordinator. This has been reported for several days now, but now it is official. Florida has sent out the press release. Buster Faulkner, elite offensive play caller, up for the Broyles Award for the nation's top assistant. Unbelievable. Of all the things Sumrall's done in his first week here, retaining the signing class, hiring a great defensive coordinator, winning his championship game at Tulane, this hire, to me, is the one that I am the most over the moon about.
I'm going to expound more on it at the top of the next hour. I'm going to start the 3 o'clock hour with that. But so I won't go on. I don't want to get ahead of myself. But, yeah, it's a guy you knew was coming, a guy that is there now. It tells me, and this is part of what I'm going to say in a few minutes, but it tells me John Sumrall has a pretty doggone button-up plan of what he wants to do. Whether he gets it right or not, we'll see. But it's pretty clear he knows where he wants to go with this program. His first crack at being a head coach at a Blue Blood.
Absolutely. We will get you out on today's musical nugget of the day. This week, back in 1989, Billy Joel reigned atop the Billboard charts with the #1 song in the country, We Didn't Start the Fire. One of the coolest lyrical songs.
First time I ever heard a history teacher was playing it in class.
Oh wow, that's cool. I was like 13 when it came out, so I don't remember anything about it in school. But it was really cool. All the current events and events from recent American history and pop culture that he squeezed into this song.
I think it was Garth Brooks he brought him up on stage at one point. You know how they all go in front of each other's stage and try to sing this. And Garth's like, you got to be kidding. Okay? I mean, I can still remember that.
A little too fast for me.
And too many words, but great song. Well done as always. We're going to begin hour 2. I'm going to give you some thoughts on the whole Buster Faulkner thing. Stay with us.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show. From the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Every Sunday drive deserves a Monday morning quarterback.
Did anyone look at the scoreboard?
We'll take apart the top games, key plays, and controversial calls from the weekend.
Post Game Monday.
Delivered by Dandy Foods on 1010XL.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
After an accident, you may have an x-ray that looks normal, but you're still in pain. That's because soft tissue injuries like sprains and tears don't show up on x-rays. And if an insurance company doesn't see it, they may not believe you're hurt.
When they don't take your pain seriously, we fight back. We know doctors who are experts in diagnosing soft tissue injuries. They can help us prove that your pain is real, and we'll seek to get you paid for all of your future medical expenses.
Farah and Farah, Jacksonville.
Joe Coward, Matt Hayes, and Leon Searcy are serving up your daily dose of sports talk specials from scratch.
I didn't know you cooked.
XL Primetime is driven by Duval Ford.
These are delicious.
Noon to 2 weekdays on 1010XL.
The doctors at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists have resolved my hip and foot issues, and I'm back to training for the 2028 Olympics in LA. This is Garrett Scantley, and I highly recommend Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
This is David Garrard. Following my knee surgeries and recovery, I'm continuing to feel great and would recommend Southeast Orthopedic to anyone who's experiencing orthopedic pain.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
The flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
This bowl season, upgrade your game plan with a visit to Burlock and Barrel, Duval's first distillery dedicated solely to whiskey, right in the Brooklyn Riverside neighborhood. Stop in, see how they turn local grains into small batch whiskey, earning awards at every competition. Book a tour, settle in for a tasting, or escape the scoreboard for a bit at their full whiskey bar. Whether your team's winning or character building, at least your whiskey can be solid at Burlock and Barrel in Riverside or burlockandbarrel.com.
Ready to take your gift giving to the limit? Hey, I'm Ben Kay, owner of Gotham City Limit, your local comic shop, inviting you to stop by and see how we can help this holiday season. From comics to collectibles, community, and more, visit GothamCityLimit.com and always take it to the limit.
Hey Jacksonville, it's Lacey, your bar manager here at Fourscore Golf Tavern. We're officially kicking off the holiday season, and both of our locations, San Marco and Gate Parkway, are fully festive and ready for you to enjoy. Make sure you stop by and check out our holiday cocktail menu, lunch, and dinner specials. Happy hour is all day, every Tuesday. The fun continues with 10 top-of-the-line simulators between both locations, offering multiple games in almost every sport you can think of. So gather your group, get in the spirit, and come celebrate at Fourscore, the place to be in Jacksonville for holiday fun.
How do you know that your roof is ready for the next big storm? You don't. That's why you need to call me. I'm Ronnie, the owner of Brandon Roofing. We'll assess your roof and fix those issues before they become storm disasters. Visit BrandonRoofing.com today to schedule your free roofing quote.
License number CCC 1328006. Jacksonville, you voted, and Baker Glass came out on top. The Bold City Best Awards are all about locals choosing their favorites, and you picked them for Best Auto Glass and Best Glass and Mirror Service.
I'm back with Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
Tired of running out of hot water? It's probably time for a new water heater. Call Duck Duck Rooter, the plumbing pros who specialize in water heater installation and service, including tankless water heaters, gas or electric. Call us today for service. DuckDuckRooter.com.
Welcome to the Bundle event. Entering now our undisputed tag team champions, the mid-size SUV and the mid-century modern. Together with a State Farm agent, this auto and home duo are a powerful force of savings, service, and customizable coverage. Now, let's get ready to bundle.
Call State Farm agent Michael Tousell in Jacksonville at 904-425-4100.
Availability and amount of discounts and savings vary by state.
I'm Max Fink with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update brought to you by Zero Res. The Bulls Bulldogs fell just short last night in the Class 2A state championship, falling 52-28 to Cardinal Mooney. Despite the loss, it was a historic season for a loaded Bulls team, finishing up with a 13-2 record, including an 11-game winning streak, an undefeated district record, as well as being ranked 11th in the state of Florida. It's 63 degrees at 3:02. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
It's a Stanley Pools Thursday on The Frangie Show. Since 1988, the experts in pools, pavers, screen enclosures, it's Stanley Pools.
We do thank our friends from Stanley Pools. I mean, if you need a pool, you can trust my friends at Stanley Pools. Guys, they've done so much good work for us. 904-269-7277. That's been the number for the longest time. They're based right here in town. And whether it's your pool, whether it's servicing your pool, rebuilding your pool, building a pool for you, nobody does a better job than my friends at Stanley Pools. Give them a call today. Frangie and Carline and La Selva with you as we continue along here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM. So the news came out officially today that Buster Faulkner is the offensive coordinator for Florida under John Sumrall. The news came out a week or so ago that Brad White, did I say it right? Brad White, right?
Yeah.
The defensive coordinator from Kentucky. Here's what I'll take from that. We don't know how good they'll be. We don't know how well they'll be coached. We don't know how John Sumrall will do at a Power 4 school. And we can guess and predict all we want. We don't know that. But I will tell you this. You do get the sense that it will be that if they have the right players there and the right culture and all that, it'll be a well-coached team. When Dan Mullen got the job, I didn't know how he would recruit. I didn't know how good they'd be on defense. There's a lot I didn't know about where they'd be headed. But I knew the play calling would be good, right? I mean, before Dan Mullen ever called a play, you knew that part would be pretty good. You knew they'd probably be pretty good on offense if he had the right players. And that part came true. So I get the sense, I'll say this about Buster Faulkner now. My friend Jeff Dantzler well before Florida fired Napier, well before there was any talk about who was going to be the coach or the staff, raved about Buster Faulkner. You heard him on our show. He would rave. He would talk about Georgia Tech and then start talking about this guy Buster Faulkner. I mean, well before any of the Florida stuff came up. And he got to know him well when he was Stetson Bennett's quarterbacks coach at Georgia. And again, Todd Monken was the coordinator, but Buster was the guy that really worked. Monken's a great guy. I know Todd. Todd is my neighbor. Todd's a friend of mine. But Todd's a crusty guy. You know, he's a football coach. You know, tough, crusty guy. Buster was the guy that connected with Stetson. Buster's the guy that they really had to think about, Hayes. Do you make him the coordinator? Do you go get Mike Bobo when Monken left? And Mike Bobo was so established, and he's a very good coach. He'd been a head coach, so you went and got him. But I think Buster Faulkner was on the ballot. And so when he didn't get it, he left to go to Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech's been a top 15, top 10 offense ever since he got there without great skill. Now, Haynes King is a very good dual-threat quarterback, but not a great passer. He's a good runner, tough guy. The running back they had, Haynes, is really good. But this guy's really good. There's a belief among some that you're going to have him for a couple years and then he's going to be a head coach. If not at the Power 4 level, at the Group of 4. Kind of like Will Stein just got the Kentucky job. But I will tell you, there now will be a belief that if Florida keeps its personnel, adds some portal personnel, but keeps the likes of Jaden Baugh and Miles Graham and Vernell Brown and Dallas Wilson and that great defensive front and Aaron Childs, and I go on and on, L.J. McCray and Cameron James. There's now a belief, we'll see if it's true or not, the problem was they weren't well coached. The problem wasn't a lack of guys. Well, there's two problems. Number one, the schedule was ridiculous. It was a really hard schedule. And the other part of the problem was they weren't well coached. There's now a belief that they've got a guy that will well coach. They got a guy in place, and this team will be well coached because of the guy they got in place. And this kind of affirms that, at least in my mind.
I totally agree. I mean, I think it's a absolute home run for John Sumrall, and again, it's also there is something to building momentum in your fan base, and the momentum that John Sumrall has been able to build in basically 2 weeks' time is remarkable. Particularly considering how downtrodden Florida fans were, myself included, and how they botched the Kiffin thing. So when you look at it now, to add a mind like Buster Faulkner, who that they may only have one season, but it sends such a strong message to Gator Nation that you have a head coach that not only is fixing problems, but fixing them with truly elite solutions. This is from Florida's release, and it talks all about the championships that Faulkner has been a part of. But this paragraph in particular talks about his time at Georgia Tech. It says, collectively, across his 3 seasons at Georgia Tech, Faulkner's offense ranks first in the ACC in rushing, 197.8 yards a game, second in total offense, 437.7 yards, third in pass efficiency, fifth in scoring offense at 31 points a game. Also says the Yellow Jackets have surrendered the fewest sacks in the conference in all 3 years of his tenure, allowing 34 total in that span, 3 fewer than any other ACC team, and good for third in the entire FBS. Georgia Tech also ranks 14th and 18th nationally in rushing offense and total offense since 2023, respectively. I mean, that's elite stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, and he's going to have way more athletes at Florida.
Yeah, he was. The bottom line is, of all the stats, the one for me, at Georgia Tech, with Georgia Tech athletes, they were 12th in the nation in total offense. You can add up all the other ones if you want. There's 130 teams. With Georgia Tech players, they were 12th in the nation in total offense.
And Florida was in the hundreds.
Yeah.
In pretty much every offensive category. That's where the Gators have been.
Yeah. So 12th in the nation in total offense, when you have, realistically, if you look, generally speaking, not every year, but if you look generally speaking at where Georgia Tech falls among the pantheon of power programs, okay? If you, and again, I'm going to generalize here, all right? But if you're including Alabama, LSU, Florida, Georgia, Texas, blah, 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 Michigan, Ohio State, USC, Oregon. If you start adding up the great programs,
they're top 40.
They're probably in top mid-20s, 30, somewhere thereabouts at best, okay? They're probably, as far as good a program as there is in the country, 25 to 45, somewhere there, 25 on the high side, 45 on the low side. But they're no higher than that. They were 12th in the country in total offense. And as wonderful as Haynes King was as a player, and he really was, he's a tough-nosed guy, he's a hard-nosed guy. That guy was a warrior, man. I would have loved to root for Haynes King. He'd have been a fun guy to root for. It'd be fun to have him as my guy. He's not a very good passer. He's not lining up any scoreboards as a passer. They didn't have much of a passing game, and they were 12. So this guy's obviously a really good coach. We'll see who his quarterback is and what happens, but he's obviously a really good coach.
Well, and it's cool because it starts to give you an idea as a fan of what John Sumrall might be. And this is a hire that does, he referenced this at his introductory press conference. So Sumrall's already put it out there. But a hire like this gives you some proof. He wants to be this generation's Bob Stoops.
Yes.
I mean, that's what he wants to be. Yes, I'm a defensive-minded head coach, but I want us to score 50 a game.
And to that end, know this about Faulkner. Your first thought is Faulkner is going to have a running quarterback because that's what Haynes King did. So your first thought is going to be running guy. Know this. He came from the Mike Leach air raid tree. That's where he learned his stuff. He played under Chris Hatcher of Valdosta State. That's air raid stuff. And he threw it as the Valdosta State quarterback in the early 2000s. He threw it all over the place. So this is not a running quarterback coordinator. This is a coordinator who had a running quarterback at Tech, and that's why that's what they did. I wouldn't be surprised. But now, and if he has Lagway, they may do it again. But all of a sudden, he brings this guy Aaron Philo or somebody that's a passer.
Yeah, I got to watch film on him now.
You won't.
Now that we have the signed contract.
Well, I mean,
now I have to.
I've given up on you. So okay.
I wasn't going to do. I wasn't going to jinx it
unless you show me a video of yourself watching it. I'm not going to.
I will.
Believe you,
I can do that.
Okay. But I mean, if he gets a passing quarterback, I think they're going to look like the air raid. I think that's the kind of guy he is. So we'll see. So all right, before we break, since we're on this. I don't wish Billy Napier any bad. I hope he does great. I mean, I think Billy Napier is a nice guy, and I mean that very sincerely. Billy Napier got the James Madison job and said, "Hey, I've never been more excited," and the Gator fans took umbrage with that. I don't care. You're supposed to say that in your press conference.
What's he going to say?
You're supposed to say that. So I have no problem with that. I think he's a good person. I think he's going to try really hard. I think he's going to be organized. I'm okay with all of it, except the part when he goes, "Oh, by the way, I'm bringing in a coordinator. I'm not going to call the plays." What were you thinking before? You had a $7.5 million job. Now you have a $1 million job. And if you'd have brought in a coordinator, you'd probably still have the $7.5 million job. I pulled out my calculator. It's 6.5 more. Okay, you had a $7.5 million job, and you stubbornly refused to turn over the play calling. You get this new job, and then you announce to everybody you're excited about the fact that you're not going to be calling plays. What in the world?
He's not a smart guy.
Well, I mean,
I don't know how much more evidence we need. He's a good guy. He builds a good program. He is not a particularly bright
coach. But did somebody get to him and say, listen, did James Madison say, we're only hiring you?
They might have. I would have.
We're only hiring you if you bring in, if you don't, look, Scott Strickland didn't.
I would have put that caveat in if he was coaching a Popka high school.
I mean, I really wonder, did they say, I'm not kidding about this, did James Madison say, listen, we like you, we love the way you represent a school, we think you're going to build our roster, we think you're going to build our culture, but we're not hiring you unless you bring in a coordinator, so you decide before we hire you.
Right. I guarantee you that's what happened.
I think that's what happened. And I'm thinking, because when he got up and said that, I thought, again, I have no bitterness to the guy. God did the best he could. He's gone. I wish him well. I mean that very sincerely. I'm not angry at him for it didn't work at Florida. I think he tried. But if you'd have done this, I said that.
What if he hires Buster Faulkner 2 years ago?
Well, correct, 100%.
He's still the coach at Florida today.
Dude, he wanted Cade Bell wanted the job in the worst way. Who's a really bright young offensive coordinator. I tweeted this a month ago. If he'd have hired Cade Bell, now maybe Sumrall will be way better than he would have been anyway. It worked out better. But if he'd have hired Cade Bell or someone like that, or Buster Faulkner, if he'd have hired someone, I'm convinced he'd still be the coach for two reasons. A, he'd have a way better play caller than he wound up having. That's the obvious thing. And a way better developer of quarterbacks. He brought in players. He built culture. He built facilities. He raised money. He was likable as hell. He did all that stuff. And would he have not only had a better play caller, but then he would have been able to pay attention to, do we have 2 number 8s on the field, right, and do we have 12 guys on the because he'd have been watching, not walking to the other end of the sideline with his play sheet. So they would have been better in both areas, which he's now figured out with his $1 million job. Don't get me wrong. A lot of people would like to make $1 million a year, but he gave up his $7.5 million. That blew me away when I heard it. Just blew me away when I heard it.
Yeah, I mean, it did me as well, but I kind of thought the same thing you did immediately. I was like, that had to be a caveat to hiring him. It had to be. Yeah. And so, I mean, you can't justify hiring a coach that couldn't have the University of Florida in the top 100 in Division I football in any significant offensive category. So the only way, and I think really, to be honest, the reason that they were attracted to Napier is they know he's not going to get poached.
Right.
They've lost coaches, and many coaches in a short amount of time. So they wanted a guy who builds a good program, will recruit well, but we don't have to. When Billy Napier, if he goes 11-1 next year at James Madison, no one's calling him to get him to be their coach because of how bad it was for him at Florida.
We'll take a break. More to do in a moment. Still kind of boggles my mind. This is 1010XL 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Dan Hicken and Jeff Prosser start the week by giving the ball to the best back in Duval.
And off, Fred Taylor.
Monday morning running back with Fred Taylor is fueled by Epstein and Robbins DUI Defense Firm and Monahan Jewelers on 1010XL.
You've probably heard the saying, it's not how hard you get hit, it's whether or not you get back up. Well, I'm attorney Brett Hastings, and I have a saying of my own. If you get hit with a personal injury or wrongful death, hit back and fight to make them pay. At Hastings Injury Law, we have the experience you want if you or a loved one suffer a car or trucking accident or wrongful death. Just call 904-HIT-BACK and we'll help you get up and hit back. Office is Jacksonville.
Overheard at the Hard Rock Bet Party. You see that new welcome offer? Bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if you win. I think we got to jump on this.
What's John Daly think?
I think you got to grip it and rip it. Grip it? And rip it.
Hard Rock Bet Sportsbook. Roll with us. New players bet $5, get $150 in bonus bets if you win. Payable in bonus bets. Not a cash offer. Offered by Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
I'm Max Fink. Join me for the Gator Report on 1010XL as I break down the latest storylines in Gator Nation.
Put together by San Jose Collision on the home of the Florida Gators, 1010XL.
Go Gators! Frank Frangie here. Nimnick Chevrolet is proud to be a 7-time Chevrolet Dealer of the Year recipient, the only dealership in Northeast Florida to ever win this prestigious award, earned by treating customers with courtesy, respect, and fairness. All part of Nimnick's Treating You Right guarantee. Visit nimnickchevy.com to learn more. For 3 generations, Nimnick has been the place customers keep coming back to. They treat you right. Where do you go? The answer is simple. Nobody but Nimnick. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
I'm Clayton Bromberg, the president of Underwoods. Every year we have gentlemen come in with the same problem. They just don't know what to buy their wife for Christmas. Well, one thing we can start off telling them is they've come to the right place because at Underwoods it's been our business since 1928 to keep in our stores what ladies want to own. We have a professional credentialed staff that'll treat you the way you expect to be treated, and they can really help solve your problem. We have North Florida's finest collection of diamond jewelry, an extensive collection of pearls. You might be interested in seeing some of the hot new designer jewelry pieces from names like David Yurman, John Hardy, or Roberto Coin. If it's a watch you want, we carry Rolex and other watches that are considered the best. And the one thing you'll love and she'll recognize is the hand-wrapped silver package with a satin ribbon our gifts come in. So make this a Christmas to remember. At Underwoods in San Marco, Avondale, or the shops of Ponte Vedra.
This holiday season, give the gift of comfort and joy.
comfort food and the joy that comes with digging into a huge plate of diner favorites from Metro Diner. And to make things even more merry, now through the end of the year, they're adding on a $10 bonus card with every $50 spent on gift cards. Metro Diner gift cards are the perfect gift for everyone on your list. Friends, family, or coworkers. Stop by the diner or metrodiner.com and get all your gift shopping done easily. Happy holidays from Metro Diner.
Bueller. Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, Jason, I'm worried.
You? Really? About what?
Well, I like to have a little seasonal potluck. Invite some friends and neighbors and guys from the office. But if the food gets spicy and the party gets rocking and that old toilet in the two-piece can't handle the traffic, well, what if my drain backs up right in the middle of everything?
Dude, imagine you're wearing my sunglasses.
Okay. Shoomp. Whoa.
If you're planning to host a holiday party and a blocked household drain line threatens to ruin the whole thing, call us and tell us. The drain clearing experts at Bueller Air and Plumbing will unclog your drain for free.
You do that for free?
It's Christmas.
Yeah, but for free?
The holidays can get pretty hectic. If a clogged drain line threatens to ruin the whole thing, you could miss it.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Here's a health and wellness tip from orthopedic specialists of Jacksonville.
Every joint in the body was designed for movement. Inactivity can cause stiffness, weakness, weight gain, and decrease in overall balance. So you should strive for at least 30 minutes a day of exercises that promote flexibility like yoga, strengthening with weights, and cardiovascular fitness like walking, swimming, or biking. The more you move, the better you will feel and your overall health will benefit. Let's get healthy, Jax. Go Jags.
Stay healthy with orthopedic specialists of Jacksonville. 1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
It's a Stanley Pools Thursday on The Frangie Show. Since 1988, the experts in pools, pavers, screen enclosures, it's Stanley Pools.
Let's know what I got, Caroline. I don't know what you got.
I got touchdowns coming to games.
I got a 4-game winning streak, and the Jets coming to town, which means a 5-game winning streak. I got Buster Faulkner in the fold, and I got Jeff Lynn right now.
That's
okay,
pretty
you give me that. You're telling me on a Thursday afternoon on the First Coast, I got 4-game winning streak with the Jags, Buster Faulkner, and ELO. Like all on one lump sum.
Yeah.
You
This song has to be amazing live.
It's fantastic. It's absolutely.
Do
fantastic.
they play it? Do they kind of change where they play it?
Well, they have so many songs that could be their anthem.
Yeah.
They're one of those bands that have a bunch of them. So. But yeah, it's usually in the encore. It's usually the first song in the encore, which is.
Is there any chance they'll come back here? Or
I don't know, Jeff. With Jeff, see. This other.
You need to see him with Jeff Lynne.
It doesn't even count if you don't. The ELO experience, the ELO experiences plays sometimes like this. So but it's not that you can't go. I won't go. Okay. I've had buddies ask me, they say, "Hey man, it's really good because they got some of the guys in the original band." I'm not going.
Okay.
If Jeff Lynne's not,
but if Jeff Lynne comes around here,
I'll go no matter what.
Okay.
It's fantastic. So absolutely fantastic. Well done, JJ. I'm gonna give something away. Hey, hang on a second. I saw the pouch when I came in here. No, it was empty.
Really?
But I heard he was going to reload it. Okay?
Okay.
One thing about JJ,
he's got that.
He'll reload the damn pouch.
I'm like Santa. It magically reloads.
Okay, so is anything in the pouch?
I do.
What you got?
Metro Diner, 50 freaking bucks.
Okay.
So the Metro Diner.
Can we do it now?
We can. I also have a free Kuhn flower arrangement.
Can we do them together?
We can. And if you want more great gift ideas, Frank, you can go to 1010XL and see their holiday gift guide at 1010XL.com.
I'd love to do that, but before you do it, give me caller 4 right now.
Let's do it.
I'm not waiting around.
641-1010.
Hayes, you'd be waiting around. That's not what I do.
But
That's
no,
not what
you're
I do.
bold. I play it conservative.
Like a fool.
I'd wait until 20 minutes after the show ends to have the giveaway.
Oh, so I'm excited about a lot of different stuff. We've talked about it all day. We talked about it all week. We talk about it every week, but I'm going to say it again. If the home team wins, and they're going to win, 5 in a row, 6 of 7, it is. I told the EVP this today when I was with him, so I'll say it now. I mean, I've told him this a few times on the phone offline, but I'll tell you. I don't know that I can remember a culture change, a momentum change, a building feeling this much differently in 1 year ever. Of all the years I've done this, to change it that much. And again, I like Doug Peterson. I was not anti-Doug Peterson. I wouldn't have fired Doug Peterson. I would have fired Trent Baalke, and I would have given Doug Peterson a chance to work with the real GM. That's how. I say real GM. That's not fair.
I know what you mean. A GM that
was
like,
on it. That was
not
on his
everybody
side.
hates.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a GM where he was in concert with.
Right.
Okay. But nonetheless, regardless of whose fault it was broken. And for this group to come in, Baselli, who had never been an EVP before, been around it, smart as hell guy, really smart guy. I mean, Baselli's in addition to being a really good left tackle, he's a really smart guy. And James Gladstone is obviously a megastar in the works. We all know that. And Liam Cohen, it's amazing. You've made the point every day, and I agree with you, how good he is. But for this to have happened the way it has happened, they are 9-4, and frankly, 2 questionable pass interferences from 11-2. Now you can go back and say, well, they barely won some games. I get it. I know how the league works, but they're going to be 10-4. They're not going to lose to Brady Cook, okay, who I think will be the quarterback for the Jets. So they're going to be 10-4 with 2 to play, 2 or 3 to play. For them to be at this point, this fast, is miraculous. And I know I feel like a broken record. We say it a lot, but for this grouping. The NFL's hard, man. It's freaking hard. It's the NFL. And for them to have done this quickly, it's really amazing stuff. And I know I'm a homer and I'm the voice of the team and I tend to get all giddy and you can temper my comments because of that, and I understand that. That's fair. But that is how I feel, that it's amazing that this has all happened the way it has so quickly with this group. It really is.
I don't even think it's up for interpretation. I just think empirically, how could anybody argue that they haven't done a phenomenal job? Like even the most cynical fan, even the most cynical journalist would have to put that aside and say, this team won 4 games last year, and not only that, it was totally fractured. They had to come in. They had to rebuild an offense. They had to rebuild their stars. They had to certainly rebuild the floor of the roster. And you look at a staff that what they did in the first half was really amazing. The fact that they stayed in the race, facing the schedule that they faced, with star players that just frankly had terrible first halves, and then they were able to overcome that. They get to a bye. You're able to, kind of collect yourself. You get a win in Las Vegas. Then a potential season killer happens where you blow this 19-point fourth quarter lead to one of your arch rivals, giving them new life in their season. That's the ultimate season collapse game. I mean, that is frankly, I think that's what most people expected is, well, this is going to tank their season. They're not going to be able to recover from this. This young first year, everybody doing it, and they won't be able to overcome a loss like that. It's turned into a 4-game winning streak with a great chance to get to 5 games. Yeah. It's and you've got the head coach at the podium saying the Houston game helped us. In a million years, you would have never thought that sentence would have ever been uttered at 4:30 that afternoon in Houston. To me, it's not even up for interpretation. This is black and white, beyond a reasonable doubt. Liam Cohen is a superstar. I do agree with you. I think James Gladstone is well on his way to that as well. Tony Baselli and Shad Khan deserve all the credit in the world for the Liam Cohen hire and what the steps that they had to take in terms of firing Trent Baalke to make it happen, to get it to pivot, to get Liam back in the fold. Just magnificent. I mean, magnificent all the way around. And look, we don't know how this story is going to end. Maybe the season ends in disappointment. Maybe they get cold here in the final month of the season and they don't achieve everything that we think is possible for them. But they've got something here. I mean, it's going to be hard for me to get to that. Whenever this ride ends, it's going to be hard for my opinion to be anything other than now watch. Now that they've had a year together, now that they've got an off season to really dig into whatever many, 17, 18, we'll see how many games they end up playing. they're just getting warmed up.
Well, and here's the thing about that, Hayes. Everything you said, and I think I said it correct. But no matter how much you do with culture, no matter how much you do with right personnel decisions and playing hard and scheming, it's still a quarterback league. That will never change. It's still you won't see a Trent Dilfer ever win a Super Bowl again. You won't. You won't see that again. It's a quarterback league. And I can tell you, you said, well, Jalen Hurts won it. Jalen Hurts was good.
He's a good player.
He's a really good player.
Yeah, he's in a little slump right now. But,
So, but it's a
very
quarterback league. And because of the way it all played out, the Jags have what might be a really good quarterback developing. I mean, he might be, yes, he's had some growing pains. Yes, his instincts early in his career weren't as good as they are now. But that son of a gun, you go back and watch. In fact, have you watched Sounds of the Game yet? It was the Sounds of the Game.
I haven't. I need to do that.
Go back and watch. They do the digital department does such a good job. But they really show some of the throws he made, some of the angles, rolling out to his left, wet ball. You watch it's 21 minutes. You watch Sounds of the Game, really appreciate some of the stuff Trevor did and is doing. We are watching this fifth-year quarterback at long last come into his own in a way that we all thought would happen at some point. And you got to have that. You can have all the other stuff, but you got to have that. If you don't have, look at the teams that are good. If you don't have that, the rest of it doesn't matter. And I think
I'm going to watch Sounds of the Game first, and then I promise I will watch Philo highlights.
Okay, I believe you.
Now that Buster Faulkner is signed, sealed, and delivered, is the Gators OC.
I believe you will watch Sounds of the Game. Okay, I believe. Okay, I believe you watch. I believe you went. I believe absolutely you just said a minimum of 50% truths right there. Okay, that's what you did. We'll take a break. More in a moment. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
We love winning, and 1010XL wants you to win our contests. We also like to share the winning. That's why we ask you to wait 30 days to win again so others get a chance to have the winning feeling. Find complete contest details at 1010XL.com.
Protect what matters most with Liberty Safes. Trusted, secure, and made in America. See them at Noel's Lock and Safe, North Florida's largest safe dealer, where sales, delivery, and installation are all under one roof. Visit the showroom on Blanding Boulevard or go to libertysafesofnorthflorida.com.
Frank Frangie here for Stanley Pools. If you're dreaming of putting in a pool this year, choosing the right company is the most important decision you'll make. I've trusted Stanley Pools to build my pool, renovate my pool, and maintain my pool. Stanley Pools has been the best in the business since 1988, and they're still family-owned. Call them today at 904-269-7277 or find them online at StanleyPoolsFL.com. That's Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
Looking to elevate your game night experience? Look no further than Best Bet. We're not just a card room, we're your destination for excitement, fun, and big wins. Whether you're a seasoned player or new to the game, we have something for everyone. Join us at Best Bet Jacksonville, Orange Park, or St. Augustine for thrilling tournaments, exciting promotions, and a vibrant atmosphere that will take your game night to the next level. Elevate your game night at Best Bet. Visit bestbetjacks.com to learn more. That's bestbetjacks.com.
I'm with Greg from Cycles of Jacksonville, and this time of the year, Honda has such a great lineup, especially when you want to get out on the road and just cruise.
Temperature's letting up a little bit. Oktoberfest is coming. Legendary Honda Goldwing, legendary Honda Rebel that's now an automatic. Lots to choose from and lots of easy riding.
And the price range and the size of the bike, you have a wide variety.
We do, from entry points to the finest of the fine.
All right, check them out. Cycles of Jacksonville on Atlantic near Regency or their Facebook page.
At Trinity Christian Academy, students excel in academics, grow in faith, and lead with purpose. Students excel in the classroom and on the field. TCA Athletics has won 14 state championships, and 30 athletes have gone pro. Families choose TCA for strong academics, biblical teaching, and a community that partners with parents every step of the way. Seats in K3 through 12th grades are filling fast, so apply now at tcajax.org. tcajax.org.
Are you searching for a career in the HVAC industry? Florida Home AC is looking for an A-team, full-time positions for qualified individuals to train for HVAC AC service technicians, install mechanics, and sales consultants. Just log on to FloridaHomeAC.com and click on careers to find out more. We're talking great compensation, a 5-day work week, no downtime in the off-season, and a company-provided vehicle. Check it all out at FloridaHomeAC.com/career. That's FloridaHomeAC.com/career. Equal opportunity employer.
Introducing the Jags Stack at Firehouse Subs. A sub so bold, we had to name it after the team that roars. Packed with protein and made to satisfy a football-sized appetite. It's stacked with honey ham, smoked turkey, and roast beef. Topped with provolone fresh veggies and our new Duval drizzle. Order the new Jags Stack in the app right now. Available for limited time at participating Jacksonville Firehouse Subs restaurants. The hottest subs in Duval!
Next time you head into a Gate convenience store, look for Form Energy Drink, designed to provide energy, hydration, and focus straight from Dana White and AB, celebrating those who embrace grit, discipline, and resilience in their everyday lives. Check out Form Energy at a Gate convenience store.
Make Honda of the Avenues your first stop for award-winning customer service and world-class Honda vehicles. Our inventory is larger than ever, which means we have the perfect Honda waiting for you. Plus, at Honda of the Avenues, we always put our customers first, making the car buying experience fun, fast, and easy. You'll always find great deals on our huge selection of new and certified pre-owned Hondas, all prepped and ready for a test drive. Come see just how different car buying can be at Honda of the Avenues today. Stop by or shop from home at HondaoftheAvenues.com. Proud sponsor of Sporting Jags.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the cool down with Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, keeping Jack's cool since 1987.
All right, where we've been on the course of the program today? Well, we talked some Jags and Jets and reminded you to the last two games to go to this stadium with full capacity. So get out there on Sunday on what's going to be a beautiful day. Greg McGarity stopped by. Our final Gator Bowl college football report of the year. Greg talked about the Missouri-Virginia matchup, kind of how it came about. Kind of took us behind the scenes a little bit, so we talked some college football with him. You heard from Foye Oluokun. Hayes caught up with him in the locker room. Some Jaguar football, we talked about that. And we also talked about other things in the world of sports, including Buster Faulkner now being the offensive coordinator. It is official at the University of Florida. That's where we've been over the course of the program today. Are you following this Sharon Moore story?
It's it's hard to weed through what's accurate and what is not. But boy, what it just looks like just a tragic story of self-destruction.
Yeah, here's what you do know. He has been Sharon Moore 2 days ago was the Michigan football coach or whatever a few days ago. He was fired. He has now been taken into custody as a suspect in an alleged assault. And again, these are facts now. These aren't opinions. These aren't rumors. And is in custody, set to appear in front of a court. Michigan issued a release that said he was fired for cause, quote, for a quote, inappropriate relationship with a staff member. This from the prosecutor's office, quote, the matter involving Mr. Moore remains under investigation by law enforcement. And as a result, we don't expect charging decisions or an arraignment today. Mr. Moore remains in custody at the whatever county jail. That's hard stuff, man. Pittsfield police released a statement Wednesday saying they responded to a 410 call in whatever block. Quote, for the purposes of investigating an alleged assault, a suspect in this case was taken into custody. The incident does not appear to be random in nature. There appears to be no ongoing threat, blah, blah, blah. Now, You've seen all the rumors on social. I won't go into those because they're just rumors, to your point. But you don't see a lot of pushback on him either, which means this is at best a really troubled guy, at worst a bad guy, and I don't know where it falls in between. But you don't see this happen with a head football coach very often. It's a bizarre story for erstwhile Michigan football coach Sharon Moore.
Yeah, I mean, his career is basically over, and we'll see, depending on charges and the legality here of does he get to remain a free man? And obviously we won't know that until they decide whether or not to file charges against him. I guess he's expected to appear in court for an arraignment tomorrow, but they still haven't officially charged him. So obviously we could get that information any moment. Certainly we'll have it by tomorrow. I keep going back, though. It is such a sad story for sure. But I keep going to, like, looking forward on what does Michigan do here? Because they have a chance to, I mean, we thought this crazy carousel was over. And you're seeing Vegas odds that Kalen DeBoer is the favorite for this job.
Yeah, I saw those.
I don't think it's going to happen. I'm not saying that carries a ton of weight, but these guys are, you know, they're pretty wise to what's going on. The bookmakers. Can you imagine the upheaval, the dominoes that will fall if Kalen DeBoer leaves Alabama for Michigan?
Yeah. Yeah, and I can tell and I can tell you, I don't think that's going to happen, but I do find myself less convinced that it's not than I was Penn State. He wasn't going to Penn State. He wasn't, no matter how many people thought he was. For whatever reason, this is Michigan now. Okay, this is one of the few jobs that can line up toe to toe with Alabama in terms of heritage, and
they're the all-time wins leader.
Yeah, and we always talk about fit. Brian Kelly, who might be in play in Michigan too, by the way. We talk about Brian Kelly. Brian Kelly didn't become a bad coach when he went to LSU. He's a good coach. He's one of the winningest.
34-14 even at LSU.
Yeah, he's the winningest active coach in college football if he gets hired. But he never fit. So you wonder, is Kalen DeBoer, who's originally from South Dakota and most recently still in the Pacific Northwest at Washington, a bad fit at Alabama? Now, it's maybe too early for me to know that or us to know that. But, yes, I think all of us would tell you if Kalen DeBoer was still at Washington or even in South Dakota and both Michigan and Alabama came open, he would feel like a better fit at Michigan. Maybe that's the geography of it all, but we would feel that way. So it would not shock me. I do think this is Michigan. I don't think they go through a season with Biff Poggy, whatever his name is the head coach. I don't think they go through a season that way. I don't believe that. Biff Poggy, am I saying it right? Poggy?
I'm not sure.
Anyway, he shows up
Just call him Biff.
He shows up at Charlotte. If you don't know the story, he was a long time. This guy, he made millions and millions in private business. I mean, he's a multi-millionaire. Was a legendary high school coach who made all this money in the financial world. Went to Harbaugh, and was a big part of Harbaugh's because he was feisty guy that wasn't afraid to tell Harbaugh how it was. So people said he had a lot to do with Harbaugh building all that. Got the Charlotte job and was fired in the middle of his second year because he was weird. Remember that? He showed up at Florida with the sleeveless T-shirt.
He dressed crazy.
Yeah. And he was so excited. I mean, Charlotte couldn't fire him.
Very eccentric.
I mean, Charlotte's not exactly a football power. They couldn't fire him fast enough. You know, I mean, he only got 22 games there. Did you know that?
No.
He got 22. They fired him in the second year. They said, well, no, we want like a real football coach. So I can't imagine that all of a sudden that guy's going to lead Michigan.
I was shocked that they hired Sharon Moore full time.
Well,
though.
yeah,
I was shocked.
Good point.
That
point.
Michigan did that.
But this is going to be a real football coach now. So the question becomes,
I think you're right.
If it's not DeBoer, do they hire Brian Kelly?
He's way down. Again, this is just one.
I saw him.
Book's odds.
Yeah,
but Brian Kelly's
who was second or third?
Jed Fish?
Jed Fish was high on it. He might have been second. I don't have it in front of me. But I was still just so shocked.
I think he was third on that list you're talking about. I don't remember who was second, but I saw it too. I saw the list.
But yeah, and Jed Fish, obviously that makes total sense. I'd forgotten he'd worked at Michigan.
He
for
did
a couple of years. So
All right, so I got the list.
Okay.
Number 2 is a guy I'm not sure who I know, Jesse Minter.
Oh, he's the defensive coordinator of the Chargers.
And
he works under Harbaugh.
And he's been under Harbaugh, yeah.
Joe Brady right behind him, and then you get Fish and Brom and Dillingham.
Yeah, and honestly, of those guys, I don't think they're hiring Jesse Minter. They just did that, you know. They just hired assistant coach guy, so I don't think they do that again.
Matt gave me a name today that I was intrigued by. PJ Fleck, who I guess his star isn't as bright as it was before Minnesota, but he's a Big Ten guy.
He fits the region. I don't know, and maybe I don't know.
Maybe like a last-second guy you could grab.
Maybe 3 years ago.
Yeah,
when the row the boat stuff was all the rage.
Yeah. Western Michigan.
Yeah, I don't know that now. I think that
it would seem like if that's where it ends up, it's that they were very much pinched by the circumstance of this. But but the thing that again is so what I keep coming back to with DeBoer is it's not so much in terms of fit. It almost seems like with Brian Kelly and LSU, it was that LSU didn't like Kelly.
Right.
Like he didn't ingratiate himself well with LSU and its fans. It seems like with DeBoer, it's not so much that. It seems like it's more of a DeBoer thing, that DeBoer just isn't happy being at Alabama. It doesn't seem like it's that the Crimson Tide fans haven't, received him well. It seems like it's more like he just doesn't like the job as much as he thought he would like it. Now, again, maybe that's pure speculation, but it's the only thing that can remotely make sense to me as to why the Alabama coach, who has Alabama in the playoff and is probably headed, I would think, more to an extension than a hot seat, would leave Alabama for Michigan unless he just personally isn't happy in Tuscaloosa.
And the bottom line, too, is he's on this list for some reason. Even if the odds makers are wrong.
And he was talked about for Penn State for some reason, too. He must be unhappy.
Yeah, I never saw the Penn State thing. Well, one of the reasons is people believe he's going to be on the hot seat.
Right.
Because, number one, whoever was after Saban wasn't going to last very
there
long.
was even that rumor that Lane waited till after the Iron Bowl. Because it is like he could get an extension, but he could be on the hot seat depending on what happens in the next game with Alabama.
And that's the fascinating element of all this. The crazy thing wouldn't be DeBoer going to Michigan.
Who takes over at Bama?
What does Alabama do?
Bring Saban back for a year.
I mean, do they get Kiffin?
Yeah.
And then what does LSU do? Imagine taking all the PR flack LSU has taken to bring in Kiffin, and he never coaches a game for you.
Right. Can you imagine? By the way, that'd be kind of funny.
I couldn't imagine, but I would love to see it.
We'll take a break. We'll wrap the program after this.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Hey, folks, it's Frank Frangie for Lee and Kate's Class. And I think you deserve a spa-like shower, don't you? Get rid of that dirty, dated setup you have in your bathroom. Those old-style showers can be really ugly. Install a gorgeous frameless shower with thick, sexy glass and a free diamond coating protection that's easier to clean, like Rain-X for your shower. Your bathroom will feel like a luxury spa every morning and night. You deserve it. Visit my friends at leeandkatesglass.com.
You're gonna see a big difference. Checkmate.
I'm Brendan Cecilia, founder of Checkmate Coatings.
And I'm Chester, adorable mascot for Checkmate Coatings.
If you're thinking of refinishing your garage floor, there's two things you need to know about us. My family has been in the concrete coatings industry for more than 40 years.
And I was drawn 6 months ago by an artist in New Jersey.
Why is that even relevant?
Well, you said 40 years experience, so I had to give them something.
Over the years, we've worked closely with major manufacturers to develop a multi-layer application process that creates beautiful, durable, and long-lasting floors.
So even decades from now, your garage floor will look as gorgeous as it did the day it was installed.
Experience?
Check. Durable?
Check. Decades of experience making garage floors gorgeous? Checkmate.
Transforming your floors, making them great. Checkmate.
Visit checkmatecoatings.com. That's checkmatecoatings.com.
Hi, it's Frank Frangie. You hear my buddies Dan and Jeff talk about that great food at Daly's Dash all the time. Jeff loves that Duval, and Dan loves the Boss. And they're right, both are terrific. But I can tell you they have so many excellent options at Daly's Dash. Salads and flatbreads and tacos and quesadillas, you name it. And of course, those fantastic subs and sandwiches. I just had the Italian sub. It is so good. The thing is, Daly's Dash is really committed to their food and committed to making it perfect for you. Everything is fresh, made to order every time. And there's so many Daly's locations in town, no matter where you are, there's one near you. I love to pop in and grab a sub at lunch, or maybe after a round of golf, or maybe even after calling one of those Jags games. There's never a bad time to stop into Daly's Dash and grab that great food. So head there today. Take it from Dan and Jeff, or take it from me. They say it's nicer here. It really is. And the food is delicious. Head to Daly's Dash today.
This is Richard Miller with your Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles Update. This Saturday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. is our monthly card show inside the store. 20 tables of cards, great for holiday shopping on Saturday the 13th. A fun card show, 9 to 4, inside Showtime. Sports cards and collectibles. Update your collection.
Frank Frangie here. These days, it's hard to know which companies to trust. But when it comes to banking, I trust South State Bank. South State truly values its customers, and they work hard to create meaningful, lasting relationships. I love going into my local branch. I see the same smiling faces I've seen for years. South State is the largest bank headquartered in Florida, so they're able to offer all the banking services you need. You can trust South State Bank. Banking forward. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Beaver Toyota, Beaver Chevrolet, and Beaver Mitsubishi are on a mission to sell 2,000 vehicles this December. I've instructed my team to take every reasonable offer. We won't lose your business over price. Thousands of cars, trucks, and SUVs priced to move. Get year-end savings, top dollar for your trade, and the easiest car buying experience ever. But hurry, these deals end when we hit 2,000, and we ain't leaving nothing on the table. Make it a December to remember only at Beaver Toyota, Beaver Chevrolet, and Beaver Mitsubishi.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
It's a Stanley Pools Thursday on The Frangie Show. Since 1988, the experts in pools, pavers, screen enclosures, it's Stanley Pools.
We sure appreciate our friends from Stanley Pools. Boy, they do a really, really good job. They've been a sponsor of this program for the longest time. I mean, the longest time. Greg Stanley and his folks. If you want to build a pool, if you want your pool serviced, if you want to renovate your backyard, 904-269-7277. They do a really, really, really good job. You got me thinking earlier, is Don't Bring Me Down the ELO anthem. It might be Living Thing.
Okay.
Yeah, it might be Living Thing. I was trying to think. You know, it might be Living Thing. I'm trying to think. My favorite song is Sweet Talking Woman. Yeah, but they got about 4 or 5. Mm-hmm. They could be, they could be the anthem. So I was trying to think. You got me you got me thinking. I'm always thinking. You got me thinking. You got me thinking about that. Who do you like tonight? Bucks, Falcons. Bucks?
I like the Bucks. I think losing to the Saints, boy, that had to be a massive wake-up call for Tampa Bay. And I do think it looks like they'll have their full complement of receivers, and when it's healthy, I think it's the best in the NFL. Between if you can put Mike Evans out there with Chris Godwin, Emeka Egbuka, and Jalen McMillan. People forget Jalen McMillan last year as a rookie caught 8 touchdowns. So they've got 4 really good receivers, and obviously Mayfield can dissect anybody. So I would think Tampa wins tonight, and I would think it's fairly comfortable. I think Atlanta is circling the drain. Kirk Cousins has totally lost it. They don't have Drake London. I think Raheem Morris is a year away from being fired, if not sooner. So I think Atlanta, there's not much for me to grab a hold of and say, I think they get it done tonight on the road. So I think Tampa, and because Tampa lost to the Saints, I'll say the Buccaneers win it in comfortable fashion.
Yeah, there's still something there. There's still clearly something there with the Bucs. They've Carolina's not winning the division.
I don't think so.
Yeah, so I think there's still something there with the Bucs. All right, tomorrow we'll do our picks. I'm looking forward to that. Pete Prisco checks in tomorrow as well. As we talk more and more about the run these Jags are on and where the NFL is headed. Is the NFL headed to an? I still think I'll say this. With apologies to the Patriots and the Broncos, I'm not sure I'm not convinced where the AFC is going. The NFC, I think the Rams and the Seahawks have the best teams. I think I have a pretty good, at least for me, I have a pretty good idea where I think the NFC is going. I don't know where if you told me, if you said pick the NFC Championship game, I could comfortably, at least for today, and listen, the Packers are good. There's some good teams. But I could comfortably today say the Rams and the Seahawks. Okay? And again, there's good teams. Obviously, the North is very good. The Packers in the North are very good. There's good teams. I don't know that I would comfortably tell you Patriots and Broncos, even though they're by far the best records. I don't know that I'd comfortably tell you that.
I honestly, looking at it right now, Denver would be the one they'd have the bye. You'd have 7-seed Houston going to 2-seed New England.
Yeah,
I'd pick the Texans.
I think I would too. I think I'd pick Houston to win that game.
What about the Bills?
And I hate to say it, but if it was 6-seeded Buffalo coming to play 3-seed Jacksonville,
Oof.
I'm taking the Bills.
Yeah, I
They'd
think
be favored.
The Bills.
For sure.
Yeah, I think the Bills might be the one team, and maybe the existence of the Bills, JJ, to your point, is why I don't feel good about the Patriots or Broncos.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
and I'm definitely
still think
taking
the Patriots probably won't win that division.
Yeah, and I'm definitely taking the 5 to beat the 4 because I think the AFC North champion is really flawed.
Yeah.
So whether it's
Whoever
the
it is.
Chargers right now or the 5. So to your point, in the AFC wild card round, if this is how it ends up being, I would actually have all 3 road teams winning on the AFC side in the wild card round.
And maybe the Patriots and Broncos are teams that, because nobody expected them, the coaches, although great veteran coaches, are new there. The quarterbacks are both young guys. Maybe because of that, Hayes, we just have to see it before. Maybe it is true, and we just haven't seen it.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what it is.
Yeah, but
I'm getting those vibes, though. Remember Tennessee a few years ago? They were the number 1 seed, but everyone was like,
"It's not
okay."
Yeah.
That's how I feel about the Broncos.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, would it surprise? I would expect more for Bo Nix and Drake May to have 4 turnovers in their first or this playoff wild card or division whenever they see it first, then 4 touchdowns.
Yeah. I'll say this. Again, I want to get ahead of myself. Anybody can beat anybody in the NFL. The Jets are an NFL team. To your point you made earlier in the week, they're 3-3 in their last 6. They haven't been a disaster, even though I think with Brady Cook they have no chance to win here if that's their quarterback. But nonetheless, to your point, Tyrod Taylor, if he plays, is a veteran guy. We've seen the backups. We've seen Davis Mills and Jake Browning and Jacoby Brissett, backups who know how to play. Well, Tyrod Taylor certainly is one of those guys. So we'll see. But having said all that, if the Jags win this game, I would not be surprised if the Jags go up there and win. I would not be shocked if the Jags go up there to Denver and win.
They can beat the Broncos.
Yeah,
would
not surprise me. All right, folks, that's our program. Speaking of the Jaguars, Jaguars HQ comes up right now. More Jaguars programming. JP Shadrick and company have that right now. We'll see you tomorrow at 4 o'clock to wrap up the week. For Hayes and JJ, I'm Frank Frangie. So long.